Hello, welcome to Global Business. I am Imewore Ohiomokai. Today on the program, we'll bring you the continuation of the work that we started last week. That's the interview that we started last week, and that's the interview of after the recession. But also today, another major focus is on the dearth of infrastructure in Nigeria. We're talking about the dearth of infrastructure in FCT. We're talking about the dearth of infrastructure on the Ahmadu Bello Way, which I stand on right now. This is Ahmadu Bello Way that extends from Wuse 2 to the Lokogoma district. And when I'm talking about Ahmadu Bello Way, we're looking at a major business road. The road from Wuse 2 is the major business arena. The Lokogoma axis is a minor business arena. I'm just standing at the middle. It extends Wuse to Gariki and then to Gudu. This is the middle, Gudu Road. For this road that I'm standing on, you may see it's not tarred actually, but it's smooth, at least for vehicles to come. You can see the vehicles passing. But you will not believe it, that this road was done by a private businessman in a place where we have a government. It shows the failure of the FCT administration in the last 10 to 20 years, where this road is set to be on a phase 3 project. In fact, on this road, or probably an extension of this road, which we shall be seeing, especially in the Lokogoma district, 3 people died last month. Yes, they died during the raining season, heavy rains, and a man with a Highlander vehicle was swamped. Himself and 2 of his children died in this place. Like I said, this is a minor business district, and we have roads like this scattered all over Abuja, scattered all over the FCT. Is it from Nyanya to Dutse to Kubwa? Many places like that, Karo. And we talk about them opening up the major business area, opening up the suburbs from the major business areas. I'm talking of from the central business districts, like the Gariki, like the Maitama, like the Wuse. They want to open up the satellite towns. But it has all been lip service for the last 20 years because we have roads like this scattered and done by private individuals just to make their businesses flow, just to make sure that people are not discouraged from coming to do business with them. And you ask yourself, where is the government? Where are the taxes that are paid? People ask that they should be paying taxes, but where are the taxes that are paid? What are they using them for? Is it only meant to beautify the central business districts? When more of the people live on these outskirts, we shall be looking at more of these roads. We shall be seeing some of the places that are supposed to, and some of the stalls that bring in money into the government and bring in money into the economy. We're talking about after the recession and looking at how to build some of these businesses and the responsibility of government. Because we say government should not take on businesses, but government must show the way. And by showing the way is to do what is needed, do the needful, do the roads. That is infrastructure. We'll show you more on this program. Okay, so I'm standing right here at Lokogoma Market. This is the market that serves about 30 to 40 estates that is in this Lokogoma district. And I'm telling you, Not only on this market, but across this stretch, hundreds of thousands of naira to millions of naira are made because this market is a veritable source of income to many Nigerians, many FCT residents. And yet you can see the road. You can see the state of the market. The government has not even deemed it necessary or even feel it's okay for them to come to develop this market. So talking about local governments, and because we all face the state governments or the federal government, what about the AMAC, which is the Abuja Municipal Council area, where this place belongs to? What are they doing? What are the FCT administrators doing? Like I told you, hundreds of thousands of naira to millions of naira are made right here in this market. And this is the same road, like I told you earlier on, that 3 people died before the FCT administration decided to come send some engineers to check it out. But nothing has been done since they checked it out. In fact, that has been what has been happening in the last 20 years when I discussed with the residents. The administrators just come, send engineers to check it out. So we're asking our administrators, beyond checking it out, what is the next step? Beyond sending engineers to do measurements, what is the next step? When are those roads going to be done? When are people in Ahmadu Bello Way, where they have the minor business district, begin to feel the pulse of administration, begin to feel the pulse of the taxes they pay to government? Away from all this gloom that has been painted here, let's move on. Global Business won an award. Yes, congratulations to the team of Global Business because they won the National Association of Nigerian Traders Awards right here in Abuja. And Nguhe Joji was there. She'll bring you the report right now.
The gathering, attended by members of the National Traders Association of Nigeria drawn from across Nigeria, dwelt on tackling major issues affecting traders such as harmonization of taxes and the need for government intervention into fire incidents, market demolition, and the inclusion of members in the National Health Insurance Scheme. The Bank of Industry was commended for making funds directly available to traders outside the banks through its interest-free loan initiative.
We want to remind government that more traders are willing to pay their taxes to improve government revenue diversification. And in fact, we have even been paying more taxes than any other constituencies. We cannot be taxpayers and be denied of health services, as this appears totally discriminatory.
A country that is wise and that is ready to identify social problems, social crises, and criminality is a government that will use our agencies to invest in working hand in hand with the traders of that country.
Other speakers stressed the need for unity and stability of the nation to secure investments.
Because when there is no peace, when there is no security, the traders cannot trade well. Everybody in this country needs a trader to survive because you need to buy one thing or the other from the traders.
With economic insecurity spreading like dry season forest fire across the globe, what is the fate of the trader in ensuring continuity in business?
AIT's Global Business Program was among many others recognized for its commitment for enlightenment on business trends.
We would continue to push on issues that affect traders. We would sing about the positives and also fight for you.
With the theme, National Unity and Security, the role of Nigerian traders, the forum focused on promoting the Nigerian trade environment to ensure economic advancement. Nguhe Joji, AIT News, Abuja.
Thank you.
Welcome back. And this is the continuation of the interview we're having. And now, last time, Professor Aremu talked about the fact that we should pray, or he's hoping that oil doesn't drop. But prayer doesn't affect market forces that much. But he also talked about the fact that other aspects of the economy need to be on a growth path. Professor Ken Ife had a word to talk about.
Yes. You see, the price of oil can drop to $40, but as long as the production volume is up, it will not be a great disaster. Why? If you analyze the figures, you find that many industries contributed to this. Agriculture, of course, even electricity. Would you believe 35% growth from minus? The telecom 11%, finance over 11%. So many other sectors. So that shows you that there's increasing diversification in the economy, and of course that is driven by economic recovery and growth plan. And the thing is this: when we come to what can the government do to avoid a relapse, it is about how seriously the government is going to take this plan. Because that plan commits every player. And this is a decisive difference from what is going on today and what has been going on over the last 2 decades. We don't have policy shake hands. Now they are shaking hands. You have what I call macroeconomic policy convergence, in the sense that our trade policy, fiscal policy, monetary policy, industrial and investment policy are actually singing from the same hymn book as we speak, driven by a plan that is robust. But the issue is, we know what Nigeria is like. In the next 6 months, they will come because of what they call unseen hands, political economy factors. They will torpedo this plan. And they say they're going to revise it, and everything you have gained is lost. The momentum is lost. So what the president should do is to issue executive presidential order saying within 30 minutes or within 30 days, I want this plan to be elaborated with performance indicators and budgetary captured in the budget over the next 60 days, so that by October, this budget that is going to assembly will capture the 60. We have 6 pillars and 60 performance policy action areas, but we haven't got performance indicators and we haven't got monies attached to those. That has to be captured by the budget going to the assembly, so that that whole thing will make meaning. And then the president should ask for a dashboard. Like you go to stock exchange, you see a dashboard, all the companies, every day you see how they're performing. Let's have a dashboard of key indicators showing us where we are. Every day you'll be seeing where, now you can name and shame MDAs that are not performing. But at the moment, it's just going to vaporize away. The growth that you have got will just vaporize away.
How much of politics can affect the growth, or the growth? He's talked of the ERGP, the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, which he says it's a step in the right direction. But like we always have the issue with Nigeria is implementation. So how much of political influence, knowing the fact that 2019 is also in the corner and Nigeria's economy will not probably grow at astronomical rate between now and 2019, there has to be a continuum. So how much of political influence do you think will affect the economy going forward?
That's a very good question. Quite a lot of things are premise of political commitment of both the political class as well as those who that will implement whatever is coming up for politicians. You see, the economic growth plan is there, but just as you rightly said, how much of it is actually going to go into budgetary plan? Before we used to have development plan. And then annual budget actually mainstream itself into the development plan. The growth plan has been well put out, elaborated. Then the implementation of it will come from annual development plan, key itself into the growth plan. Yes. Now, if the politicians do the way they are doing, not actually being committed, that the growth plan is our focus, we are using annual development plan to get it done, and then to know the right thing to do at the right time, then we may have a problem. So the politician's role is very, very crucial to Nigerian economy moving forward. And I will say, just as the president wanted, the budget that is coming on for next year, 2018, they should prepare quickly. And not only that, there should be a lot of harmonization between the different sectors of the economy to ensure that all of them are having the same focus as the president is focusing inside that growth plan. And also, the politicians themselves should not consider this where I come from, this is the, let us face that same direction of growth. So that whatever comes to the economy in terms of drop in price of oil will not affect us so much. Let me say this again, and I want to repeat. The foreign exchange coming from oil is so much that it affects every fabric of the economy. And therefore, that is why I use the word pray. Because substantial amount of money still comes there. I mean, where is central bank getting all the foreign exchange is pumping to be able to do things? It's from oil. The proceeds of oil. And that is what is actually refabricating the manufacturing sector, and all the other sectors of the economy are coming out of their problems. So that's why I say we need prayers. Because if the thing goes back to $25 the way it was, then it's going to be difficult to sustain this growth which we are talking about. But I believe that our politicians, they have a wonderful role to play. Number one, let them now drop where they come from and act with one voice. They are all serving Nigerians. But I will suggest that, more importantly, each and every one of them should forget all those heavy budgetary opportunities they have. And let us act and let Nigerians see that these people are now committed. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people are roaming out on the street. And yet, you have some people having fantastic salaries every month. It's not fair.
Okay, talking about that, it brings me to a point, a very touchy and sensitive point for many Nigerians. And you know, we're looking at an economy that grows.
Yeah.
We've talked, very often we've talked of restructuring.
Yeah.
And I believe that restructuring, many people also believe, like I do, that restructuring can affect the economy. Looking forward towards after exiting recession, how much do you think this restructuring they talk about, which may include, for instance, devolution of powers, which has been thrown out, a Land Use Act, which has been thrown out, a review of the Land Use Act, which has been thrown out, how much of these do you think can affect an economy that is trying to diversify from oil into other sectors?
Listen, restructuring what? There's economic restructuring, there's industrial restructuring, there are lots of political restructuring.
That's why I've looked at it from the economic angle.
Let's look at the economic angle. There are broader issues around economic restructure. There's absolutely no doubt about that. You know, for example, the balance of the recurrent and the concurrent list, exclusive and concurrent, the balancing.
Exactly.
I know about that.
Yes.
But can we, for goodness sake, work with this plan? This plan is a limited restructuring and diversification plan to recover this economy, get it out of recession, and put it on a path of growth. Can we actually work one plan out? Let's walk through this plan to see what we actually get. Can we get the state governments, can the federal government incentivize the state governments to, within 3 months, produce their own version of the ARBG plan, so that we are all working, and then link the 22 points debt sustainability plan of the states, link it to that. Can we get the local governments to produce their own version, so that we are all trying to work together? And can we see resources go into more sectoral allocations, so that we can actually work out the quantity that we can feel and see and create the jobs, than get into the academics of talking about these things, and this precious time is running away. Do you get what I mean? We're losing precious time when we ought to get this economy to a point where people feel more comfortable staying around and doing business and making money and solving problems. That's my biggest concern at the moment, that we are not actually being very practical with the little solutions that we know that is within our reach. Now, the oil can come down in price, but there are a lot of transformation going on. Look at the performance of the oil sector. For the first time, it flipped and is positive, and is even 1.46% or something like that, and then higher than the non-oil, which is 0.45%. Of course, because it's less than 10% weight of the GDP, when you normalize, it came to 0.55. There's a plan there to reduce the dependence on the oil, on the imported refined fuel, by 60%. Dangote is coming in next year.
Yeah.
And there are other there's opportunity for, there's fund that is going to help the modular refineries to come on stream. And there are plans to co-locate refineries with existing refineries. All of these plans are to reduce the impact of importing fuel on our forex. About 32% of the forex is taken by people wanting to, and they're still doing subsidy. So you can see that everybody is on this table. CBN has its own marching orders. Please raise the capital, the non-domestic borrowing to the private sector by 10.5% across to 20, from 10.4% to 2020 to 19.9%. Reduce gradually the public borrowing by the same, so that, so there are marching orders there. And also, of course, we know that inflation has a role to play. But what the food element has done to inflation is why people are still worried. Why are we not getting the benefit? Because when you take the food, the items on the food index, it will take the inflation to 20.2%. Whereas if you exclude the food and focus on the core index, it comes down from 12.5 to 12.2%. We would all have been in the street celebrating that the inflation has come down to 12.2%. But you saw what happened on the food. It's the food that is causing the great doubt. Yeah. But even though we agree, we still have to produce more food in any event.
But you are
on that point.
Okay.
Restructuring. Let me say this, and it's very, very important. You see, economic restructuring is not the only thing we need to look at. You want to restructure the economy, you want the productive factors in the system to be working well. If the political environment says no, you may not be able to achieve what you wanted.
Correct.
What I'm saying as much as possible is that we need to ask the people which kind of restructuring and listen to them. Because in the end, they are the ones that will do the production. I mean, if today there is problem in the Niger Delta, can we be exporting the same
volume of oil?
Yeah.
No.
It's not possible. Therefore, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. It's based on the fact that there is stability in some of those sectors. That's when the economic factors can come into its own position and play the right policy environment that can actually work. So I believe strongly that government needs to go back and see now which area of restructuring are people talking about. And let there be confidence in the system. Political confidence, when it's on the ground, economic confidence is easy. Production is better. So that is why I will say that, no, we can't be talking of economic restructuring alone without facing other restructuring. I think that we should look at it from holistic side and make sure that those areas are touched also. I mean, that is it. The Northeast, you see what is happening, and then he mentioned it, that the productive activity is not working. What kind of restructuring do they want over there? The Niger Delta, what kind of restructuring? If you bring all these things together and then you aggregate it, and you can capture it very well, under some political sentences, under some kind of policy that will actually cool the environment for the economic actors to be able to do their work, then we shall move. But if you say, no, let's concentrate only on economic, it won't work, because you need stability for the economic factors to be put into place.
Thank you very much. In fact, this has been a very engaging and interesting discussion, which, of course, I'm not surprised, because we have two erudite professors coming, talking real facts and not just talking academies or academic, but talking practical, because they are not just academics. They are people who have been involved in the Nigerian economy for years. Thank you very much, Professor Ken Ife, and of course, Professor Jonathan Aremu, for coming on Global Business. This is how we wrap it off this second part of this interview for Global Business today. Thank you. I am Ife and Jonathan Aremu. Join us again next week.